in most cases, I'm the problem. So, yeah, because I'll be honest. It's true. I know.
The thing is, I would say I was the problem. However, I notice a lot of like, cause I'm just very in tune with myself. A lot of girls I notice will like me early on, but I'm like, you don't know me yet. And it's funny I say that because I'm also going to be a hypocrite because I won't lie. In my past, I'll say you don't know me yet. Meanwhile, we rushing doing everything else.
Yeah. No, but actually,
I mean,
in your defense, right? In your defense, it's really important to. So, I've had a discussion with someone before because someone said, "Oh, you say you don't know me, but you may not have sex with me." No. It's there's a very thin line between knowing someone to date them and knowing someone to have sex with them.
Exactly.
Now,
I know you well enough that I feel comfortable and safe enough to have sex.
Yes.
And it's not even like every girl you do, because even that, I'm still very picky. And even that, I'll chill. But if we do that, it means I'm comfortable enough that, okay, we can share this intimate moment and continue to grow from there. But relationship, we still don't know each other. Let's be real.
You see, and this is why things like even one night stands can exist, because if you had to know someone every time to have sex with them, there would never be such a thing as one night stands, right?
I don't do that though.
I don't know. I'm saying, but they exist, right?
Oh,
These are things like people are not going to hear about a one night stand and be like, "Wait, you have sex with someone you don't know." It's not. I mean, some people will say that, but it's not so abnormal, right? Now, if you tell someone, "Oh, I met her today. I got married to her today," do you get what I'm saying? Now it's like you don't even know this person. You're getting married to her, like, or dating. Explain yourself. Now, the reason why there's a difference like that is because there's a lot more that goes into the relationships. Like, you're going to be coexisting in several events together. You're going to be with family together. Like, you want to know how this person conducts themselves with family. They want to know how you conduct yourself with their family. Or, when you guys are at home, how do you feel about children? How do you feel about, homeschooling, abroad schooling? How do you feel about boarding school, day school? These are things that you would have to really know to know you guys are aligned. Because imagine, going with the flow, so to say, and then you get to a point where you're trying to talk about having kids, and then she's like, "Oh, I don't want to have children," and then you're there like you've been dreaming about this family of 4 children with you. You're like, do you get what I'm saying?
I had a girl that I was serious with, and when she told me that thing at first, she said it at first like, "I don't know if I want to have kids," and I just looked. I was like, "The fuck?" And I had to like control my, like, as I said, maturity is a process, because that's like mature, because like you have to respect people's opinions. But for me, it was like, that's a deal breaker, because I definitely know I want kids. But with her, it's like when she said, I was like, I really don't know. Then what's the point in pursuing this then? Because
and this is a good point. So imagine that you've heard that from her, right? Would that stop you from having sex with her?
Nah.
Exactly. So you see, this is me further saying that getting to know someone is actually not what in the equation to having. I mean, yeah, of course, it would be nice to get to know the person.
That's what I said. That's your view though of sex though, because to people around the, everybody has a different view of sex.
I'm not even saying it's. I'm not saying it's okay to have sex with people you don't know. What I'm saying is that the dynamic of knowing people before you have sex is not the same as knowing people before you get in a relationship. And so that's why now that you've even gotten to know that you guys don't align on a relationship level, you guys can still have sex.
Yeah, fair.
So that's what I mean. There's a clear difference.
Like I said, just for me, like I said before, like my standard was I have to at least be very comfortable enough with the woman, vice versa, because I'm not going to be one of those dudes outside when you see each other. Ooh,
yeah, exactly.
Like, what's the wild? I did like that's
like
even
you guys will
that's
say
even
hi,
more shame on me, even
Yeah.
that I have to hide my face from a girl, because that's more shame on me in terms of my standard. So yeah, I get where you're coming.
Yeah.
All right, let's see this question. How to ask a guy about his intentions with me so he's not wasting my time. How do I even bring this topic up in a subtle way? It's not in a subtle way. You be direct. That's why most of you are going through your problems. Be direct. We're in 2023.
That was going to be my
Say
response.
what you want. Me, I'd rather be fat. I used to tell you, when I see a woman, are you ready for a relationship? No, I'm chill. Once you say no, okay, we're both on the same page now. If you say yes, fine. I'm not here to waste your time, sweetheart. I'm not ready to do a relationship. I'll tell you for real. From there, it's up to you. If you want to still disturb me and mess with me, I'm here. But I've told you, I'm not ready.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, I keep telling people that it's not an easy conversation to have. Like, it's one of those uncomfortable conversations. You're going to have it in that discomfort. Like, you can't, there's no, because it's a conversation that, in fact, the fact that you have to think of how have the conversation is already telling you that it's a hard conversation to have, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody is ready for that, especially if you guys have been vibing and everything is good, right? And then you want to have a clear definition of where things are going or what you guys are doing.
I remember
and
a
stuff
girl
like that.
basically ended it because I literally asked, what are we doing? Like, I told her my intentions or tried to say my intentions, and that's how it ended. Imagine. Because I am the one that said, hey, we've been doing this thing for a while, and I do like you and shit. Like, yo, what's up? Like, and from there, she just switched up. The funny thing is that she switched up and it ended it. Of course, months later, as some of you women do, she now came to me and said, "Oh, I just want to say I was going through this.
I was about to say she was in a
and
bad
that's
place.
why I was in a place like I didn't know, but I actually do like you, and now." They'll now come and say now. I'm like, no. You think I wait for you? Get out.
You know what I got to figure out what happens. You know what I got to figure out happens during those times. It's not it's not in all the cases, but they would have the discussion with their friends and just let them know that.
Oh my God.
And then there'll be the one friend that'll be like, wait, and you stop talking to him.
Your friends are not your friends when it comes to relationships, women. Like, get that in your damn head. Every girl needs to understand. You go and say, I'm going to confide in my girls. You think they don't have another man? They're going crazy over.
But that's the thing. It's also one of the friends that'll be like, wait, so you stop talking to him because of that, and then she'll now start reflecting like, wait, actually, you know what? Now that you talk about it, nothing was actually wrong.
And there's always that one friend that gets sense. That's okay, fair. But some of the other ones will just be saying, "Hey, you two do be supporting her." Like, you think them two are not going to go back to one man?
And then that friend, a couple of months later, will bring you up. Like, Alpha, what's up with Michael? Like, you guys still not talking? And then she'll now be like, yeah, well, no, I mean,
do you know the funny thing about narrative? It will be like you are the one that cut her off as a guy.
Yes.
Meanwhile, it's her that cut you off, and he's like, I actually liked her. I was ready.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
This life.
I know what you
mean.
As
well. Anyways, okay, there's a long question. Okay, guys, quick thing. We appreciate every question, but this person wrote an epistle or...
A whole epistle.
So I'm going... Do you want to... You said you read it before. Do you want to summarize it?
Okay,
and then...
all right. So, okay, so what I'll do is I'll read the first paragraph and then summarize the rest.
All right.
Because, so the person goes, oh, hey, Michael and Murray, not sure if you intend to read my story. Yes, we do intend to read. We're reading it right now. But I read it back in my notes app and I realized it was written a bit confusingly, so I wanted to give another go. This is long, but please bear with me. So I just went through my first heartbreak. Now, the reason why I'm reading this first paragraph is because there's something she mentioned that I wanted to. So she goes, this is long, but please bear with me. So I went through my first heartbreak in early February of this year, around my 31st birthday. I took some time to grieve the relationship and started dating again in March. Please, how is that taking some time to grieve?
Say that again.
She had her first heartbreak in February.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she took some time to grieve and she started dating again in March.
She didn't like that guy.
How is that grieving?
She didn't like that guy.
Barely a month.
That's not real grieving.
Because relationship, like true relationship, you're grieving, bro. You can't get back.
It took me 2.5 years. As much as I was still doing shit, partying, people were thinking I was okay. I was not okay. It took almost 2 years to get over that real heartbreak, man. It took almost 2 years.
Well, but then again, I mean, she's speaking her truth, so let's go with that. And then she goes, at the time, I thought I wanted to date intentionally to get into a serious relationship. But in hindsight, I was trying to replace my ex. Okay, so that means you...
Fair enough. So you weren't healed yet. You were trying. Fair.
I recently realized that I'm actually not emotionally available enough for another relationship right now. Okay, so growth. Anyway, I met this guy in March. Let's call him LeBron.
Dead.
And told him that I was looking for something that would lead to a serious relationship. But he was honest about the fact that he only wanted something casual.
Now you see there, ladies, let me explain something to you. Look at me. When a man says he wants something casual, you are not going to change his mind. It is he himself that has to make the decision as a man that, you know what, I want something. Yeah. But I don't know why so many women think once we say that thing, it's like, oh, give him time with me. I'll change him. No, sweetheart. No.
Right. And then she further says, this was actually cool with me and I continued to date other men. But I figured he and I could have a friends with benefits situation. He was the first guy that I felt any chemistry and attraction to since my ex. This was a win-win and I genuinely liked him as a person, but didn't desire something serious with him. Not because I wouldn't be open to it, but I'm just not interested in being with someone I have to talk into even being open to a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. It also allowed me to be more clear-headed with the guys I was dating more seriously. Since then, things were going
They
well.
say you're reading the first part.
Yeah. So I'm going to wait. Hold on, because she has some juicy
Oh, yeah,
things that she
fair
does. Yeah. So since then, things were going well. We text almost every day, and we'd hook up a few times in a month. It was honest about. I was honest about things happening in my dating life, and I was. She said, well, not the sexual stuff, but yeah. Anyways, now I can summarize it. So
Yeah.
now she's basically talking about at this point, from this point rather. So she was talking about the dynamic with this friends with benefits friend that she has, and so she says that they continue to talk and continue to hang out and stuff like that. And then one day I think they spoke about wanting to talk seriously about what they had and all that, and he apparently was dropping hints that he started to feel more, but she wasn't catching on to it, right? So I'm guessing she's saying apparently because maybe now reflecting on that, she's beginning to see that. So she said that he was dropping hints and that she just wasn't catching it, and so she was just moving as per usual. And that, they would talk often. I mean, they were really close and all that stuff. And then one day she's in her apartment building and then she runs into a guy in the lift and they talk and everything and then he gets a number. And then she says that she remembers the guy, her friends with benefits guy, LeBron, saying that, yeah, let's put a name to it. So saying that he had a friend in her apartment building. And so she was like, oh, you know what? Let her just run it by the guy just in case they are friends. You get? And it just so happens to be that they were friends, right? And so she let the guy know that, oh, look, this guy's trying to talk to me. He's your friend, obviously. Well, now that he's your friend, she's not trying to be in any kind of friend squabble and whatnot. And then he's like, okay, cool. And so I think he spoke to the guy to let the guy know that, okay, you know what, they're already talking and stuff like that. And then I guess the guy was like, okay. But then fast forward to maybe a couple of weeks later, the guy hits her up again, right? And he's like, oh, wants to take her out on a date or something like that. And she's like, okay. She doesn't follow that. They're supposed to be friends. Like,
Yeah.
is he? And so she brings it up with the guy again, her friends with benefits guy. And she's like, okay, no, but this time maybe not bring it up with your friends. So there's just no friction. She doesn't want to be in the middle of all that stuff. And then he promises not to. Then I think later on she says that after he promised not to, their communication now really dropped, right? I mean, the whole dynamic of the relationship was that he was the one always reaching out to her. He was the one always talking more, putting more energy and stuff like that. But after that whole incident, he just really drew back. He just really stopped texting as much. He stopped, showing affection. He just really drew himself back completely. And then she said she tried to talk to him about what was going on and everything. And he's like, oh no, that he's fine and everything is okay and stuff like that. And summary of this is that now she's conflicted because she feels like the guy must have gone back to that friend, maybe read text messages between his friend and the girl he was seeing, and